part 5. Actually, this is the story of the Tiger King. I've already explained you the story. It's a satire and the conceit of those in power. So, in part 5, now the Maharaja's anxiety reached a higher. This is fever pitch, na? So, children, fever pitch. What do you mean by fever pitch? Fever pitch means frenzy height. Frenzy height means junoon. When there is remained just one tiger to achieve his tally of 100. Now, what happened was, it was a sort of a frenzy height, because he had to kill the last tiger, the 100th tiger. He had this one thought during the day and the same dream at night. All the day long and all the night he used to think, because he had to tally the number. What was the number? Yes, the 100th tiger. So by this time the tiger farms had run dry. Children, had run dry means become empty. खाली हो गया था वहाँ पे. Become empty. So, even in his father-in-law's kingdom, it became impossible to locate tigers anywhere, yet only one more was needed. So, it was very difficult to find out the tiger, and only one was, they need only the single tiger was left actually to kill, because to complete the tally, to complete the number. Yet, one more was needed. If he could kill just one single beast, the Maharaja would have no fears left. Then his fear would vanish in case if he would kill the last tiger. He could give up tiger hunting altogether. And then he and then he planned to give up the tiger hunting altogether, means completely. But he had to no fears left, he would go completely. But he had to be extremely careful. Now, careful with the last tiger. Why he said that he would be, he had to be extremely careful with the last tiger. Why? Because actually the astrologer, he had vowed and he had warned him that the 99 tigers would be easy to kill, but beware of the 100th one, that he had to be very cautious regarding the 100th tiger. What had the late chief astrologer said? Even after killing 99 tigers, the Maharaja should beware of the 100th. True enough, the tiger was a savage beast. What do you mean by savage? Children, savage means wild. So he said that tiger was a wild beast. After all, one had to be wary. Wary means watchful. W-A-R-Y. Wary means watchful. Chaukanna, satark. So they say that one had to be very watchful. Why? Because he's a wild beast. But where was that 100th tiger to be found? He said that where will he find that 100th tiger? It seemed easier to find tiger's milk than a live tiger. Then he says that it is very easy to find the milk of a tiger, but not the tiger at this hour, because all the forests, they have run dry. They have become empty. Then, thus the Maharaja was sunk. Thus, the Maharaja was sunk in a gloom, but soon came the happy news. Now he was very sad. Sunk means he was drowned in a gloom. He was very sad. But soon came the happy news, which dispelled. Dispelled means dissolved. Dur hona. So soon that gloom was dissolved. That grief was dissolved. And it disappeared. Frequently from a hillside village. Actually, they got the news from the hillside village that there is a tiger over there. It was first ascertained that this was not the work of Khader Main Sahib or Virasamy Nayakar, both famed for their ability to swallow sheep whole. Now, he says that it's not like that. In case if it is a sheep, actually both of these men, they can swallow. They had that ability to swallow the whole sheep. They were famous for that. So he thought ki it's not like that he had eaten the tiger also. They had eaten the tiger also. Now he says that the villagers ran to inform the Maharaja. Now the villagers, they ran to inform Maharaja that there is a tiger over there. Maharaja announced a 3-year exemption. Exemption means that freedom, means they don't have to pay the taxes for the next 3 years for that village, and set out on a hunt at once. And then he set out for the hunt. He exempted the villagers that they are not supposed to pay the taxes for the next 3 years, and he went out for hunt. The Maharaja was equally determined. Now he was determined that he had to kill the tiger, and now he can kill the tiger because now he had raised a tiger over there. He refused to leave the forest unless the tiger was found. He remained there only, and he told his officers that he would stay in the forest only. As days passed, the Maharaja's fury and obstinacy mounted alarmingly. Children, fury means anger, obstinacy means stubbornness. Stubbornness means when one is stubborn, the child, he is obstinate, stubborn, ziddi. So mounted alarmingly. It increased. His stubbornness and his anger increased, and many officers lost their jobs, and due to which what happened was many officers, they lost their jobs. One day when his rage was at its height, the Maharaja called the Diwan and ordered him to double the land for land tax forthwith. And now what happened was he called his Diwan and he ordered that the people will give the tax. They will give the tax, and that too in a form of in the form of punishment. They are going to pay double tax. Now the people will become discontented. Their state too will fall a prey to in the Indian National Congress. Now he says that the people, they'll become dissatisfied because they have to pay the tax, and that too double, in a double manner. They have to pay the tax. Discontented means dissatisfied. Then our state too will fall a prey to the Indian National Congress. And then he says that what would happen then? Then the state, and it would become the prey. Prey means victim. Victim of the Indian National Congress. In that case, you may resign from your post. And he rather threatened Diwan that in case if that happens, that our kingdom, it falls a victim to the Indian National Congress, then at that time Diwan had to resign from the post. The Diwan went home convinced that if the Maharaja did not find the tiger soon, the result could be catastrophic. Convinced means now the Diwan was sure. He went home and he was sure that if the Maharaja did not find the tiger, the result could be catastrophic, means disastrous. Vinashak. It could be catastrophic. It could be disastrous. The results जो होंगे वो बहुत disastrous होंगे. He felt life returning to him only when he saw the tiger, which had been brought from the People's Park in Madras and kept hidden in his house. He said कि ये तो तभी हो सकता है, in case if I bring the tiger and from the People Park in Madras, and I will hide that tiger in my house. At midnight, when the town slept in peace, the Dew and Anne and his aged wife dragged the tiger to the car and shoved it into the seat. Now what happened was that both the Diwan and his wife, they when everybody was sleeping, what did they do? They dragged the tiger, they pulled the tiger, and they pushed. Shoved means pushed. They pushed it into the seat. The Diwan himself drove the car straight to the forest, and then Diwan, he drove the car to the forest where Maharaja was hunting, where Maharaja was staying. He drove the car, and when they reached the forest, the tiger launched its satyagraha and refused to get out of the car. Now what happened was, at that time the tiger, he refused to come out of the car, and Diwan was thoroughly exhausted. He was so much tired in his efforts to haul means drag. Haul, haul means drag. He was tired of dragging the beast. He was tired of pulling the beast rather out of the car and push it down to the ground. On the following day, the same old tiger wandered into Maharaja's presence. Now, what happened was, on the same day, on the following day, what happened? The old tiger wandered into Maharaja's presence. He was roaming over there, he was wandering over there, and stood as if in a humble supplication. Children, supplication means entreaty. Entreaty means प्रार्थना जैसे करते हैं. तो master, what do you command of me? Now he was pleading. ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे वो he is pleading कि what do you want out of me? What is the command for me? It was with boundless joy that the Maharaja took careful aim at the beast. The tiger fell in a crumpled heap. Now he collapsed in a stack. The tiger collapsed in a stack when Maharaja shot him. I have killed the 100th tiger. My woe has been fulfilled. Now Maharaja was very happy. He said, okay, I have killed the 100th tiger and my woe, it's been fulfilled. He was overcome with elation. Elation means joy. He was filled with elation and ordering the tiger to be brought to the capital in grand procession. The Maharaja hastened away in his car. Now he ordered the officers that they can bring the tiger in a procession towards its palace, and he left for the palace. He was very happy today. What happened next? Now, after Maharaja's left, now what happened was, after the Maharaja left, the hunters went to take a closer look at the tiger. Now what happened was, all the other hunters, they went nearby and they had a closer look. They looked closely at the tiger. The tiger looked back at them. Now what happened? The tiger looked back at them, rolling its eyes in bafflement. Bafflement means frustration. So there was a frustration. The tiger looked towards the officers. The men realized that the tiger was not dead. The bullet had missed it. It had fainted from the shock of the bullet whizzing past. Whizzing past. Children, what do you mean by whizzing past? Whizzing past means when the bullet went away, making a hissing sound. That is called whizzing past. So now the officers realize that the tiger, it has been killed by the sound. It had fainted rather, it had fainted by the sound of the bullet, and the Maharaja, he had missed the shot. The tiger is still alive. He was fainted, the tiger fainted at that time. They decided that the Maharaja must not come to know that he had missed his target. Now they were afraid, they were scared of Maharaja, and they said that they should not, the Maharaja should not be aware that he had missed the shot, that he had missed the tiger hunting. So what they do is, and in case if it happens, they would lose their jobs. So one of the hunters took aim from a distance of 1 foot and shot the tiger. This time he killed it without missing his mark. Now at this time he killed the tiger without missing the mark. The one of the hunter killed the tiger. Then, as commanded by the king, the dead tiger was taken in procession through the town and buried. The tomb was erected over it. Now what happened was, they took the dead tiger in a procession, and they buried it into the grave. They buried the tiger, and a sculpture, means tomb, samadhi, was erected, was built there. A few days later, the Maharaja's son's third birthday was celebrated. He celebrated the third birthday of his son, the Maharaja. Maharaja had given his entire mind over to tiger hunting. Maharaja, he had not paid attention, and the only attention he gave it to the tiger hunting. He had no time to spare for the crown prince. Now he had not spared any of the time. He had not given any of the time to his child. He had not given the time to his son. But now the king turned his attention to the child. He wished to give him some special gift on his birthday. He wanted to gift him some different thing. He wanted to give a special gift on his birthday. He went to the shopping center in Pratibandpuram and searched every shop, but couldn't find anything suitable. He did not find anything suitable, anything relevant. Finally, he spotted a wooden tiger. Finally, he saw a wooden tiger in a toy shop and decided that it was a perfect gift for his son. The wooden tiger cost only 2 annas and a quarter. Children, in Indian currency, in old Indian currency, an anna was equivalent to 4 paisa. An anna was equivalent to 4 paisa. So 2 annas and a quarter means 9 paisa. But the shopkeeper knew that if he quoted such a low price to Maharaja, he would be punished under the rules of emergency. So he knew it. In case if he would ask such a low price, then he would be punished. So he said, "Your Majesty, this is an extremely rare example of craftsmanship." He says that it is a rare example of the skill of the craftsman, a bargain at 300 rupees. And he made a deal. Bargain over here means deal. A bargain of 300 rupees. So 300 rupees deal was being done. "Very good, let this be your offering to the crown prince on his birthday," said the king, and took it away with him. He said, "Okay, no, it's fine. This is the gift from your side to the tiger," and he went away. On that day, father and son played with that tiny little wooden tiger. It had been carved by an unskilled carpenter. Children, that tiger was cut by an incompetent carpenter. So its surface was very rough, and tiny silvers of wood stood up like reeds, lakdi ki keele. So it was there. What happened then? One of those silvers pierced the Maharaja's right hand. It entered into the Maharaja's right hand, and he pulled it out with his left hand and continued to play with the prince. And he took out that quill and he continued to play with the prince. 3 famous surgeons were brought in from Madras. Now, the 3 famous surgeons, they were called upon from Madras. After holding a consultation, they decided to operate. And what happened? They decided, okay, they should operate, and they operated even. The operation took place. The 3 surgeons who performed it came out of the theatre and announced the operation was successful. The Maharaja is dead. They came out and they said that the operation is successful, but Maharaja is dead. In this manner, the 100 tiger took its final revenge. In this manner, the 100 tiger took its final revenge. Now, the whole story, children, it's a satire. Remember, it is a satire, and the hero of the story is the Tiger King, Jang Bahadur. His actual name is Jang Bahadur. And in case if the question comes that even today so many among us believe in superstitions, Because an astrologer predicted about the Tiger King that he would be killed by a tiger. So, how did the superstitious belief prevail in the story? So, we can say, yes, it is true that many of us still believe in superstitions. The Maharaja also believed about what the astrologer has said at his birth. But what happened? He wanted to defy death. The royal astrologer tells him that he has to beware of the 100 tiger. At once he sets about killing all tigers, and even he marries a girl from a state with a large tiger population so that he can continue killing tigers. The 100th tiger is sick and old and faints when the Maharaja pulls the trigger. Children, unknown to the Maharaja's hunter secretly shoots the tiger at point blank range so that the Maharaja can be pleased. Even children, Maharaja is content that he has avoided fate and turned to other matters. He decides to give his little son a toy tiger for a present. However, the silver from the badly made wooden tiger pricks his hand and he dies. The 3 surgeons declare that operation is successful and Maharaja is dead. So, children, in this way, the 100 tiger takes his final revenge on the foolish and arrogant Tiger King. And thus, the prediction made by the astrologer proves to be true. And in the end, fate has an upper hand. So, the manner of the death of Tiger King is of extraordinary interest. The children, the most fantastic aspect of his demise is that as soon as he was born, astrologers had foretold that one day the tiger would be actual cause of the king's death. I hope you have understood the story and send me your assignments by evening.